If you're looking for highly educational market analysis, then you are in the right place. This is the Transparent Effects Academy. I'm Nick, and I'm a top podder on TradingView with over 190k reputation points. So without wasting any more time, let's jump straight onto the charts. In today's video, I want to speak about AUD CAD. Now, why do I want to speak about AUD CAD? Because at the moment we do have quite interesting price action and structure. So what I will be doing is, as usual, providing a complete multi-time frame top-down analysis, starting from the higher time frames, then going down on the lower ones. We will also check what we have when it comes to the COT data, so the commitment of traders, which is basically what hedge funds and the non-commercials, so the biggest speculators in the market, are doing. And by the end of the video, by using a combination of these two different types of analysis, we will try to understand where we have the highest probabilities for a potential move here on the pair. Now, starting from the monthly time frame, what we can see is that the market has just broken a quite important structure level to the upside. In fact, this level was acting as previous monthly resistance, which the market has now broken to the upside, and at this point, this previous level of resistance is now turned support, and what we can expect is for the market to go for a retest of this previous resistance turned support before then potentially getting rejected to the upside. So here on the monthly, everything seems pretty bullish. We expect a correction to this zone and then a continuation to the upside. Going down on the weekly time frame, what we can see is that at the moment, the market has just created this W formation. And in general, after the creation of a W, what you want to see is the market create a move to the downside to go and complete the pattern at the previous resistance turn support. So what we expect here on the weekly is some short-term bearish price action for a move to the downside and for the market to go and complete the pattern retesting this previous resistance turned support. Going down on the daily, what do we see now? Here on the daily time frame, we can see how the market has just created a strong impulse to the upside, move back down. Currently, we just tested exactly the previous high, which obviously is a strong level of supply. And as we are testing this supply, we do expect a rejection lower. Potentially, we do expect the market to create the move to the downside that we already wanted to see by looking at the weekly time frame, which indicated a potential completion of the W formation, which we have just identified when we were looking at the weekly time frame. Now, in general, what we have also here is an impulse followed by the correction. And in general, after an impulse, if you want to measure the correction, you have to take your Fibonacci from the low to the high of the impulse. And if we do that, we can see how we have a 0.618 Fibonacci retracement lining up with the neckline and previous resistance turn support that we have previously identified on the weekly, which means that overall there is good probability for this move to the downside to go and test the 0.618 of the Fibonacci on the daily, which is aligning also with the neckline of the W formation identified previously on the weekly time frame. Now, if we go and see what we have when it comes to the COT data, so the commitment of traders, which is basically what hedge funds and the non-commercials, so the biggest speculators in the market, are doing, and we check out the data on the AUD, we can see how on the AUD lately net positions have been growing. We went from having minus 86k to having minus 78k net positions. However, we still have a very negative net positioning. We're sitting with 91k shorts compared to only 12k longs from an institutional perspective, which still makes the AUD very weak. So there is definitely the possibility for the rejection lower. And if we go and see what we have on the CAD, we can see how the CAD went from having a negative net positioning with more shorts than longs when it comes to the institutional side. And now we have a positive net positioning, so with more longs than shorts, specifically 50.8k longs compared to only 36k shorts. So the CAD is strong, the AUD is weak, meaning that AUD CAD could easily provide this potential rejection lower that we have just identified. That is possible by looking at the technical side of the market on the monthly, weekly, and daily. So, since everything is aligning for this potential move to the downside, how we would be approaching this potential shorting opportunity with students. Now, as usual, we would be reactive and not predictive. The monthly, weekly, and daily combined with the CO2 data, those are the best time frames when it comes to the directional side of the market. However, when it comes to confirmations and entries, the best time frames are the intraday time frames. So 4 hour and lower. Therefore, with students, what we would be doing is monitoring price action from an intraday perspective inside of this area, waiting for the market to shift from an intraday bullish market as we have right now to an intraday bearish market. And if the market would shift from an intraday bullish to a bearish market and provide to us one of our valid entries at that point, we could be looking for this potential short with a good risk to reward and good probabilities at that point for the move to the downside and for the market to complete the W formation that we have on the weekly with this nice move to the downside. If you enjoyed the video, make sure that you smash that like button and comment below. It really does support the creation of more free analysis education and updates for all of you. You can also go and check out the mentorship program. The link is in the description. We're currently running a special promotion, so I really suggest you go and click down in description. With the mentorship program, first you learn all the rules of the strategies, then you also have the possibility to ask questions every day and get the answers, as well as having a daily market breakdown every day of the pairs that I'm looking for according to the rules of the strategies. So it's a very complete program. I really suggest that you go and check it out. The link is in the description and I will see you in it.